Yanetrita Setasen Dukheka Dubraku Dupara Dukheka Dukheka Discover Unitarian philosophy through music, through video lectures, and through books by Sabai Dr. Muata Ashby. Peace be with you. Okay, you may turn your cameras and audios for opening prayers. Udja, everyone. And Udja. Otadi nesunetera anpu wepwad nepta jeser perkeru ka kaper sineterari makeru. Otadi nesunetera anpu wepwad nepta jeser perkeru ka kaper sineterari makeru. Dua rakep tuvenev makerat dempet anater rake itien kepra keman neteru ka ke ubenke pesemur ke katien sute neteru.
Dua rakep tuvenev makerat dempet anater rake itien kepra
Duasar unefer netera, duasar herabdu, duasar nebjeta, duasar sutenhe.
Duasar nebjeta, duasar sutenhe.
Aneteru au nebejere neteru, anmatsui sayuset sekemen, sewashu senafu and sayuset, ari sheri rekab emakeru.
Anmatsui sayuset sekemen, sewashu senafu and sayuset, ari sheri rekab emakeru.
Amasu paneter, sauk suemete paneter, adwanama, kedipaharu.
Amaswam paneter, sauk suemete paneter, adwanama, kedipaharu.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Dua.
In the program, we've talked about this before. I'll just make a brief mention that I made a statement earlier, a few minutes ago, about how EM1 is like a continuous revolving program, a revolving class. And I think you should have heard this before, you've experienced this, how you hear the same teaching over and over again, but from different angles, based on the answers that other people give or their questions. That this is a particular kind of educational or aspect of education. You have a didactic aspect where you're giving a teaching. You have assignments that can be done. You can have also writing that's required. And writing is extremely important because in order to have decent writing, you have to be able to collect your thoughts, and that allows the teaching to churn in your mind. That, and then you put that down, and then you get feedback on that. You get confirmation or you get correction, and then you get to churn that again. You get some time go by. You hear someone else's response to your same assignment, the same statements that you made, and you see the response that they get, which undoubtedly will be slightly different, give a different angle. And you can think of all these different angles of kind of a virtually infinite circle where there are many points going into the circle. The circle is in this analogy, the circle is understanding, and all of the different points that you can think of, like you think of a grapefruit, you can fit in your hand, and all of think of a needle, all the needle pinpricks that you can put in all over that grapefruit. All of those pinpricks, all of those angles that to come in for the needle are ways of understanding. And sometimes if some of those holes are not plugged, meaning that all of your questions, all of the arguments, all of the teaching, it has not explained everything to the sufficiently to the satisfaction of the mind, then you have to keep on filling, otherwise you have diffidence. Hey, but I still have a space over here that the question is not dealing with, or another one over here on the other side. So when there's a sufficient number of entries, and sometimes the question is not the entry is not exactly, it's not different, but it is repeated. That's another aspect of education, the repetition aspect. Then it will allow the pinprick to go deeper and to be able to fulfill the requirement of the understanding that is causing externalization and seeking and confusion and everything else. So in this EM1, with the way I devised it is that you get this particular, you should have noticed that when we deal with other classes, other programs, we don't necessarily deal so much with worldly issues as we deal in this class. Political issues, economic issues, current events, different things like that. We deal more with mystic philosophy. So in this particular class today, this particular, and that we go in and out sometimes like waves, and sometimes we go to very high mystic discussions, even this class, and then sometimes we deal with very mundane aspects as well, and that is by design. And this is not a teaching that you just hear it once and then you get it and then you keep on going along your life and then you've got it and you become enlightened thereby and all that kind of thing. It doesn't work that way, especially in this kind of world where human life is so screwed up as it is from many different angles. The politics of the personal angst, stresses, pollution, everything else is going on. But in this class, with this particular lesson that's being discussed, it deals with very high issues. And surely we've answered this question in all the content that we've had over the last 10 years. And if you are growing in your spiritual evolution, you will not tire of hearing the teaching. You will not tire of hearing the different angles, of hearing the insights, and allowing, because you're allowing yourself to, or your egoism to be chipped away. Every time that happens, there's more goodness, more blissfulness, more relaxedness And that is, of course, attractive, and that is, of course, why the human animal does anything. You do things to be comfortable, to be happy, to get what you think is fulfilling. And if you're able to make the shady disciplines the source of your fulfillment, you, like Chubby Checker would say, you got a mate in the shade, and it means that you will eventually attain the highest goal of life.